Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. As Andile said, my name is Wehmeyer. I'm part of Stanlib and now part of 1nvest. And we would really like to, today, in a short 10 minutes, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what 1nvest is, our product range, and I'll take you a bit on a journey on where we want to go with 1nvest. I said to my wife last night, it's probably a combination of excited and nervous. The last time I've been giving a speech was at my wedding. And it almost feels like a wedding. Our group, Standard Bank, Liberty, and Stanlib coming together. And like Johan, my colleague said this morning, it's like a modern day marriage where we don't choose any of the parents' surname. We picked our own surname and we went with 1nvest. So 1nvest is, as Andile said, a specialist index tracking unit trust and ETF provider in the South African market, backed by a strong financial group. And I guess with that statement, the questions would normally be, who exactly is 1nvest? What's the products? Why did you do it? What's the implication for me as an investor? And then, I guess, lastly, what's the future hold? So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to quickly try and answer those questions. Through answering those questions, hopefully you get more clarity. But we again ask you to engage with us afterwards. Let's give you more information. And we're sure this is only a start of a journey. So let's quickly touch on who 1nvest is. So as you might know, Stanlib has had a range of passive ETFs and unit trusts in the market for a number of years. Since the formation of Stanlib, actually, Standard Bank has got a range of commodity ETFs under the Africa ETF issuer banner. So as a group, we've decided to bring this together under a single banner called 1nvest. So today, 1nvest has got 28 unit trusts and ETFs. There are 13 ETFs and 15 unit trusts. And it spans across asset classes, across geographies. If we break them crudely down into 5 product ranges, just to segment them, we've got a local range, which is it's a range of equity, fixed income, and property unit trust and ETF. So this would normally be building blocks that a financial advisor would use to construct a well-rounded portfolio. We've got offshore range, which consists of traditional benchmark offshore equity, property, and fixed income, again, building blocks to a portfolio. Then we've got the commodity range, which is, as I said, the old Standard Bank ETF range, which gives you access to alternative assets, which I think has become more and more important in the current low-yielding environment, where the traditional balance fund of equity and bonds doesn't really work anymore. We've all seen what the returns have been like in a traditional balance fund over the last 5 years. So having that alternative asset class is important. Then we've got 2 balance funds. They're both Reg 28 compliance fund. They utilize passive building blocks. And in the market, according to me, it's probably the cheapest access, and cheap sometimes sounds bad, but it's the most cost-effective access to a balance fund that you can get in the South African environment. And then lastly, we've got a range of smart beta products. So smart beta products are factor products. What they do is they basically give you exposure to certain trends in the market, like value, momentum, quality, and growth. We've got them as unit trusts. And then we're also proud to announce we recently received approval from the FSCA in Pretoria to launch a multi-factor equity fund in the local space. So in Stanlib, we've been running a multi-factor funds in the institutional space for numerous years. We're now rolling that out into the unit trust space under the 1nvest brand. So that's basically, if you come to 1nvest, what you will see from a product point of view. I guess the next question is, why did the group do it? And the video touched on it, and Andile touched on it, and I also earlier. But it's basically the world has moved. Since the global financial crisis, we've seen the rise of index-type products. Those are systematic products. And the reason for it can probably be bucketed into three parts. Firstly, I think with a shock like the financial crisis, there's been a distrust in the financial system. We see it every day, people questioning why financial institutions do what they do. Am I getting the best service? And when you get that, people are fearful of the unknown. So there has been a move to more transparent products. Secondly, you've had a regulatory push, both in the US, UK, and Europe, similar to our RDR in South Africa, where the additional emphasis has been put on disclosure. So disclosure on fees. So what do I pay for? Do I pay for advice? Do I pay for admin or platform, or do I pay for product? And I guess the last thing is, post-financial crisis, we went into a very much a low-yielding environment, a low asset return environment. And when assets are running and you're earning 15, 20% per annum on your return, people don't necessarily give the due attention to cost. But when you've got lower returns, people normally think about cost. So those are the shifts we've seen globally. In SA, we haven't seen the same pickup yet. But as a group, we firmly believe that that shift is going to happen. We firmly believe that passive and index products has got a space in every client's portfolio, but we're not as dogmatic as some of the other providers by saying it needs to be all in passive and no active. We think there's a balance depending on the advisor, depending on the client, depending on the client's need. So yes, we think the shift is going to happen, and the group felt that it's best placed to put all their effort into one single offering across Standard Bank, Stanlib, and Liberty into 1nvest. So that's why the group did it. So what's in it for the investor, and what would you see? So for instance, yesterday you held a Stanlib Index Unit Trust, or yesterday you held a Standard Bank Commodity ETF. Today that fund will be called 1nvest. So the Unit Trust at the end of the day will be all called 1nvest. So we'll have the 1nvest Index Fund, or we'll have the 1nvest High Equity Balance Fund. On the ETF side, we are triggering a corporate action process with the JSE today, which means we're affecting the name change, and in the next couple of days that names will change. So call it in 3 weeks' time, across all platforms, you won't see Stanlib and Standard Bank anymore. When you come to passive or index products, you'll see 1nvest. The implications for you is very little outside of the name change in the fund. So the fund objective still stays the same. So the fund tracks the same benchmark, the fund tracks the same commodity price. The balance fund tries to give you a well-rounded exposure. So nothing changes on the investment side. On the past or the historic performance, nothing changed because the fund, again, stays the same. From a fee perspective, the fees won't change from an investor perspective. And I guess lastly, where you bought the fund. So if you buy ETF through an online share trading platform, you buy the unit trust through the Standard Banco, or you buy the unit trust on any other platform, you will still access the product through that platform. But what it does mean for you is it means a single focus offering within the group. So we've simplified the way in which you access product within the group. Secondly, we believe that bringing the two businesses together, we gather scale. And as you know, with scale, you get efficiencies. And we believe in passing those efficiencies on to your client. And hopefully we can show it to you over time. And the efficiency comes through in the form of sharing of information, access to products, lowering of fees in the future, because we definitely believe as we gather scale, as the efficiency comes in, the fees in the products will reduce. And I guess the last point is touching on the future. So where do we want to take 1nvest? As you saw from the video, we're all about simple, transparent, open. It is us bringing product to you in a way in which is accessible to you. So we want to live that going forward. At the moment, we've launched our products. In the future, we want to work on things like making access to the advisor easier, giving them access to more tools to make their job easier, leveraging all the collective intelligence within the group to bring you topical information through thought leadership. So hopefully that's a journey we can be on with you in the next couple of years. As I said earlier, it is a bit of a marriage. So it's the start, but it's a start built on quite a solid foundation. We've got products with a good history. We've got a group backing us. So we're excited about this journey. I just want to thank everybody that took the time out here today. As Andile said, for us, it's a very exciting time. Personally, I'm very excited about things to come. As I said, the group is squarely behind us. We believe that the journey with you is going to be a prosperous one. So the only thing we ask for you, interact with us. Your BDMs at Stanlib will still remain your BDMs. If you don't have a relationship manager in the group, come to myself and the rest of the 1nvest team directly. So we encourage engagement, and we look forward to the journey with you. Thank you.